What's up, fellow raiders, and welcome to the channel. So we're jumping in today with the first of Arc Raiders huge patch updates and game fixes, and this one's a really good one. I'm really excited about what they're offering here. First off, we got to talk about the major thing that's on the frontier, and that's the live event. It's a community event. I don't think I've ever seen this before inside of an extraction shooter. It's a community event, and it's live right now. Basically, we're trying to get to Stella Montis. So the new map is part of this update, but in order to get to the new map section, the community, notice what I'm saying here, community has to contribute. You basically have to make your way to find technologies, make donations, so that way you can essentially help out the community's progress. You log in over the course of 5 days, and there's going to be rewards for everyone who logs in. It's a community event. I've said this before, and it's something that's like really at the center core of what I really love about Arc Raiders, is that there is nothing to incentivize you to essentially kill other players other than you being a jack-off, right? Really, that's the truth of it. You just want to be that bastard, right? So that's fine. There are people like that in the real world, and we need people like you in the game as well to make it exciting and more fun. But there's nothing incentivizing you to do it, and there's even more to incentivize you to just basically be part of the community experience. So no problem. I just get mad when I see people complaining as if though, like, hey, you know what, we've got this community that's growing and people mad because we call you an asshole because you've basically this. So essentially here you can see like the number of materials that you invest, so you can make these donations right there in stages of 5, stacks of 5. So there you go. I've basically made my donation. We're trying to get to the total number of merits here for 900 being what I say that I'm going to give. This is amazing. Like, I love this. This is cool as hell, man. Like, who wouldn't do this? This is like, I love this. So you got the Stella Montis event that's going on, guys. I love it. I love it. I love it so much. I love a good community event. I love this stuff, and it's just really good. So we're going to unlock Stella Montis, and with Stella Montis is going to come new arcs as well. And that in and of itself is something that people should really be excited about, because I really understood the roadmap was going to include a lot of this stuff inside of it in terms of, like, you know, what we're going to get. But here we are, and we're on the cusp of them delivering everything that they said. Here was something even cooler beside the Stella Montis event that's going on. The community said to the devs, the price of items in the store are too much. They cost too much for what we're basically buying, and it doesn't really make sense. You know what they went and did? They went and adjusted the prices, guys. They went and actually adjusted the prices on items in the shop. They adjusted items on prices in the shop, and they gave back currency to people who had already bought items from the shop. I'm like bewildered at the fact that they did this, because in all honesty, I think this is really cool. This is the kind of relationship that you want to have with a developer. This is the kind of relationship that you want to have with the game. I love it. So the store cosmetic prices, they reviewed them, they brought them down. You can see basically, you know, they're about 100 of the token difference inside of here, like the Mirage set I didn't buy. But you can see I was only at 1,400 of these tokens. I basically got 200 of the tokens back. That's from items that I paid for in the game, and I absolutely love the idea that this happened. I love it. It's amazing. Like, I cannot complain about this. This is really cool in my opinion on the devs part there. And so you really can't be mad at them. Now, one of the things that's even cooler than this is the community had a problem with the way matchmaking was working. You knew that if you got solos, you were prioritized to be paired up with other solos. If you were in trios, then you could, or duos, you could end up in the same grouping together. But people were like, yo, I'm so tired. In a game where the numbers do matter, having a 3-on-2 situation was bad. So players were essentially like, we want a duo setting. So they basically silently went behind the wheel and they tested and they enabled duo prioritized matchmaking. So now when you log in as a duo, Solos are going to be paired with solos. There's going to be prioritized for solos and squads to pay separately. And after that, they're going to prioritize duos to play with other duos and for trios to play with other trios. This is amazing. Like, it's one of the reasons why I don't mind the deaths that happen inside of the game, is because if I get killed by another solo player and I don't get just ganked and jumped by a duo or a trio, I'm happy with that. I'm okay with that. You know, like maybe I wasn't being silent enough. Maybe I didn't come on my mic quick enough to basically let them know, whatever. I'm cool with that. Are there some dickish moves that happen in the game? 100%, but I like this enough to say that this is good. They also made an update about the future of Raider decks. So I've completed my Raider deck. I thought there was some really cool items inside of the Raider decks. Once you get into the, you know, higher tiers for your Raider decks, you'll notice that there's actually tokens that you can get, and there's actually items from those, like Wolfpack rounds are included inside this. Mark 3s and snap hooks are included inside this. This is really cool. So what they've said is that these Raider decks will continue to function the way they are, but they are going to have paid for Raider decks. So we will get some type of battle pass, and we will continue to get free Raider decks as well. But what they're promising is that there are going to be no pay to win items in the premium Raider decks. I don't mind this. I've said this so many times. Devs need to be paid. Your dollar paid for the development of the game that took them, in this case, I think it was like 6 years to develop this game. They made an investment, and now they're trying to make their money back on that investment. And your continued support gets continued content from this point out, and we'll get community events hopefully like this where we're going to see those things. I love it. I think these guys are firing on all cylinders with Arc Raiders. Like, you cannot be mad at this team at this point. Like, I try to find a way to be mad at them. You just really can't. So the community events there, they said they need metal parts, fabrics, and things like that. Go get those metal parts and fabrics to help them break it. That's going to unlock the new map. So Stella Montis, we always knew that this was going to be the next map that's inside there. It was no, that it's always been sitting here. And you can see now they're at 26% for the community event to basically unlock this. So stake your claim. The restoration of tunnels is unlocking. It's going to trigger the second phase, which is staking your claim, and it's going to have a new progression track. So make sure that you're getting in, jumping on, and it's helping. I love this because it gives me a reason. I didn't think that this was how they're going to do it, but it gives me reason to basically log back in, even though like I get tired of the loop of logging, grinding. But here we go. So Stella Montis is coming, and that new connection, basically the tunnel over there, is going to basically enable us to get there. When we get there, there's going to be some new enemies. There's going to be some new gameplay items, and there's going to be more. So Raiders who get to Stella Montis, they're going to recover rare resources. They get new gameplay items, and they're even going to have schematics from long lost technology. So the big daddy of this is that the Matriarch, which is supposed to be this imposing arc that's basically gonna make the queen look like an ant, essentially is gonna be here. And then the Shredder is gonna appear in Stella Montis as well. So you're gonna have to be on your keys, your wits when these map conditions. Now the Matriarch's only gonna appear underneath specific map conditions. I'm wondering if it's gonna be different from the way we see like the Harvester event that pops up in the current mapscapes and like Spaceport and Dam Battlegrounds and Blue Gate and stuff like that, or if it's gonna be specifically like there's got to be electromagnetic storm, stuff like that. We'll have to see how it happens. But there's also going to be some new legendary weapons. There's going to be 3 new mines, and there's going to be 2 new grenades as well that they're adding inside of it. And they're also going to be unlocking Stella Montis specific quests. Now, I'm not surprised about the quest because that's essentially how everything happens inside these. You know, new areas will unlock, new maps get basically pushed, and then we get new quests from the vendors and stuff like that to continue. They also talked about the next update. So this is really cool. The next update is coming in December, so not too far away. I mean, we're midway through November. December's coming, and we're gonna get the new Flickering Flames event, and then a new Snowfall map condition as well. This would be really cool. I'm dying to hear my feet crunch in snow, especially with the way Arc Raider sound is. This is, I am excited because of the way they dropped this event. It's just amazing to me. So they talked about that new update overall. The major highlights that they have inside here specifically is the character movement latency on server to improve desync. They fixed issues prevented players from completing quests. They fixed various achievements that weren't working. They reduced the delay between shooting at arcs and seeing the impact. They fixed various locations where players could fall through the terrain. And then they also made some balance changes as well, specifically wolf packs. The value of those were increased. So now instead of being 3,000, those are increased to 5,000. The crafting elements of those have also changed. So it takes 2 refined explosive plus 2 extensives was what it was before. Now it takes 3 refined explosives and 2 arc motion cores. So that brings the weight of what a Wolfpack round really is in line, I think, there. The arc motion core and the arc circuitry, before they were required at refiner level 3. Now they're required at you can craft them at refiner level 2. The crafting on them, before it was 6 arc alloy. Now it's going to be 8 arc alloy. Launcher ammo, the value of that went from 100 to 200 coins, so it's going to double the trader cost for that ammo, unfortunately, because yeah, it was pretty easy to get that trader ammos. To craft it, before it was 5 metal parts and 1 crude explosive. Now it's 4 metal parts and 1 refined explosive. They've got the spotter relay that went from 5,000 to 2,000 coins. Security lockers, get this one, guys. So everybody that been making their way to these security lockers where, you know, the raider tree, everybody's been making their way to this 36 right here for security breach. I feel bad. I really do, especially even me. Like, I was always planning on going this tree anyways because I wanted the broad shoulders, but guess what they've done? They essentially removed the way security lockers are going to work. Apparently, it was providing valuable items way too much. And so they've reduced that and they've adjusted it, essentially. So we have to see. They also reduced the XP per damage from 3 to 2 for bastions, bombardiers, rocketeers, and leapers. They reduced the XP for looting arc parts as well. So for the bastion, it went from 500 to 50. And for the bombardier, it went from 500 to 300. I hate that. I do hate that one, but I get it. There was some XP farms where you could essentially, it was so easy to kill bastions and so easy to kill bombardiers. At this point, everybody knew the metaphor, basically taking some blaze, take some sticky nades and stuff like that. So they were gonna at some point change this. They also increased the XP for looting certain arc parts like rocketeer thruster and the leaper legs. Those went from 200 to 500, so that's a good thing overall. So, like, guys, I love it. I love this. It's really, really good. I'm looking forward to getting in and playing and contributing to the Stellamontis unlock event. I'm really looking forward to this because there's a whole lot of other fixes that they put in the game. There's some things that I really would like to see them do, like take down, the ammo level, the ammo availability inside the game. I think having a minimal ammo availability inside the game will change the dynamic of how people approach the game in terms of like making sure you get in, get out and stuff like that. I think that would bring more extraction instead of battle royale type feature to the game. But you can't deny that the game's a wild success right now, other than, if you're with Eurogamer or IGN, who just seem to be completely out of their mind. But let me know in the comment section below, are you enjoying Arc Raiders as much as I am and as everybody else is? This game is beating out wild expectations for, I think, what most players thought it was going to be, and I hope that it has a continued development and the community stays engaged because these developers are firing on cylinders. Until next time, guys, peace.